and welcome back. I'm Dorian Steele, and today I'm coming at you with a fairly big announcement, I'd say. It's not one that I'm all too thrilled about. I've been asking online, I've had mixed opinions, but for those of you who follow me on here, allow me to fill you in. So, for those who've been following me on here and maybe in various other spaces as well, you'll know that I'm at university at the moment. I finally managed to get in, left my job that I hated, and things were going really well. One of the reasons that I started university was to try and get better at being more tolerant with people in general, and maybe develop the skills to actually make some friends in adult life. Friendship for me as a child and a teenager, it was very short-lived, shallow surface level, and towards the later years, and especially my early adult years, much more me being parasitic and exploitative of the friends that were close to me, just taking whatever I wanted from them or getting them to give me what I wanted. So starting university some time ago, I actually got off to a really terrific start. I got along with everyone. Our classes are divided into two classes, and I was in a group chat on WhatsApp with a few students who were in the other class, not mine. And then sometime later, I think it was like a 3 or 4 weeks or so, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, I'd say. I got removed from this group chat without any sort of an explanation. Just for reference as well, I'm not the kind of person who participates in group chats. I'm in the Sociopath World Discord server with my friend Jamie and many others there, and we'll have some great laughs and discussions at times, but that's the closest you'll get. So I've been removed from this group chat one day, and suddenly people aren't speaking to me at all in college, and immediately my radar is flicked on. I'm thinking, why is this happening? I don't think I've said anything to offend anyone. What's the situation? And it did occur to me, because of me being so open about my diagnosis on my Instagram blog, that maybe it was a possibility that somebody from my college had found it and had found out about my diagnosis, my condition. And sooner rather than later, I found out that that was the case. I didn't handle my aggression particularly well at the time. I ended up threatening a group of individuals, and then this got flagged and alarmed, raised to some of the staff. I've since had to have a meeting with them. So it all came out, and they asked me, they said, you're writing online that you're diagnosed and you have ASPD, what's that about? And I said, yeah, it's true. And I told them about this and stuff like that. And whilst they didn't terminate me from the course, because they said that apparently the threats that I'd said had really genuinely scared some of the students. I did explain to them that, this group of people had socially exiled me, not because of something that I'd done, but just for something that I am. We've got a long way to go as a society to understanding how people like me can present in so many ways, and that not all of them are bad, but hey ho, we march on. However, in agreement with me being able to stay on the course and continue to get my degree, which is of course what I want, I've had to agree to go back to therapy with the university themselves. This was months ago. I filled in an application form, what they call a triage form, I think, with the wellbeing department before Christmas, and I've recently just been emailed back a few days ago saying that I have a face-to-face appointment with a psychologist at the wellbeing team. So it looks like I'm back in therapy, I guess. Expectations, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I've had therapy before, as you guys already know. I've had 5 sessions of CBT, which I know isn't a long time, and therapy, especially with people like me, normally has to go on for a very long time, and we've got to really want it. So I'm trying to keep a positive mindset about it. But honestly, to me, in my head, it feels like I'm being punished for reacting in the way that I feel naturally. In other news, I've been dieting as well. I started off with just eating 2 fried eggs a day. Then some people reached out to me and said that that's actually very dangerous, and that if I'm going to be doing strength training as well, which I have been, I do pull-ups. I have a pull-up bar in the front room, and I do push-ups as well in my living room floor, followed by burpees. And so just eating 2 fried eggs a day isn't giving me enough protein for my muscles to sustain myself. And so I've been adding extra things in there like chicken and tuna sweet corn mayonnaise, and I've been losing a considerable amount of weight, which is a healthy, good thing, I guess. Going back to aggression though, it's the only emotion that I have where I feel it deeply, feel it strongly. I can feel it, quite quickly and come on all of a sudden. But it doesn't manifest an end result that's very healthy. It's a curse of mine, what can I say? I've been studying hard as well. I've got my next exam, my first exam actually, tomorrow on psychological debates. I've got 2 essays to write. I've memorised both of the essays I'm going to write off by heart. I was up all night revising last night until 1 in the morning. I've got them blue tacked up there, but I know them like that. And I've been looking at my biological psychology as well, and all the other areas that I've got to study. So, besides from going back to therapy, which I'm not too thrilled about, I mean, university is going well, I guess. As for the people who've found my YouTube channel, who've chosen to try and exile me and, socially shun me, it hasn't worked. It's not going to work. I am who I am. I have a right to express who I am, and I'm not gonna. This is the thing, though. I don't get it. It's like, have they done it to try and shame me or to try and make me feel bad? Because I'm very open about the fact that I don't have those things as a part of my build up, my chemistry. Fair play as well to the tutor, the tutors that addressed the situation and that had to speak to me about going back to therapy. The manager, it was the manager and one of my tutors, they were very respectful. The manager, my tutor was very surprised when she heard about it. She said to me, she just couldn't believe it. She said, "You're so nice, and you're very smart, and you're passionate about psychology. You come in and everything." She just couldn't believe it. But she's come around, and I've been very lucky with my teachers as well. In secondary school, I didn't like a lot of them, but this has proved to be quite the opposite case. I get on very amicably with all the staff there, even teachers who don't teach me. I'll be keeping you all in the loop as to what happens in regards to my therapy. Like I said, I have the appointment in like 4 days from now. And then I've got to have my first session booked, and we'll see how that goes. And I'll keep you all in the loop. So for me, it's goodbye for now. Take care, and arrivederci.